Have you ever noticed how quiet your life has become? While everyone else seems caught in a whirlwind of group chats, selfies, weekend plans, and noise, your phone just sits there. One notification, then silence. And in that silence, a thought slips in. Maybe I'm the only one left behind. But what if the quiet isn't punishment? What if it's a message, a sign that you're stepping into a different kind of life? Because sometimes silence isn't emptiness, sometimes it's evolution. At Stoic Spark, we talk about that quiet space, the space between who you were and who you're becoming. And today, I want you to sit in that space with me. Let's breathe. Let's slow down. Let's figure out why a quiet life might be the start of real strength. When the world feels too loud, picture the world outside your window. Cars passing, phones buzzing, people chasing deadlines. It's a world built on constant connection, but somehow, everyone still feels disconnected. You scroll through feeds filled with parties, friends, laughter, but behind half those smiles is exhaustion. People stay busy not because they love the noise, but because they're terrified of the quiet. Einstein once said he needed solitude to think. Not because he disliked people, but because clarity only grows in silence. Too much chatter clouds the mind. And the Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, you all knew the same truth. If you can't be still with yourself, you'll never find peace anywhere else. So if your life feels quiet, maybe it's not a mistake. Maybe it's the sound of you getting clear. Depth doesn't thrive in shallow waters. Think about the last time you tried to talk about something real, your fears, your hopes, what keeps you up at night, and someone changed the subject to gossip or TikToks. It hits you. You're speaking a different language. That mismatch can sting. You start wondering, maybe I'm just too much. But maybe you're just deeper than the surface you're surrounded by. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If your thoughts are heavy, meaningful, and alive, you can't blend into empty chatter. You're not made for small talk, you're made for substance. Most people bond because it's easy. Laughter, convenience, no real effort. But you crave honesty, loyalty, depth, and that's why you feel out of place. Being rare means you can't be everywhere at once. Depth takes time, depth takes silence, depth takes people who have seen darkness and still choose light. So don't shrink yourself to fit. Grow where others can't reach. Solitude, the training. Ground. Why are people so scared of being alone? Because silence shows them who they really are. When you sit alone with your own mind, there's nowhere to hide. Every regret, every dream, every insecurity echoes back. That's why most people run into noise, into crowds, into distraction. But when you stop running, something changes. At first, the quiet feels heavy. Then it starts to heal you. Your thoughts settle. Your heartbeat slows. You realize you're not breaking. You're becoming. Epictetus told his students, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Because growth looks strange from the outside. When you choose solitude over empty company, people might call you cold, but they don't see the battle you're winning inside. You're learning to anchor your peace in something unshakable, yourself. And once you learn that, no crowd can control you again. Quality over quantity. Imagine two scenes. In the first, 20 people sit around a table, laughter loud, jokes flying, but no one really listening. In the second, 2 people sit quietly. Every word matters. Every silence feels safe. Which one feeds your soul? Seneca said, associate with people who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you can make better. Real friendship isn't about numbers. It's about nourishment. One loyal soul can bring more peace than 100 acquaintances. So if your life feels empty, look closer. Maybe it's just clean. Maybe you've stopped chasing quantity and started waiting for quality. You're filtering your energy. You're protecting your peace. You're realizing that not everyone deserves access to you, and that's maturity, not loneliness. There's a kind of power in walking alone down a quiet street at night. No phone in your hand, no one to impress, just the sound of your footsteps. That's what this season of your life is about. Learning that peace doesn't need permission. Because when you finally get comfortable in your own company, you stop begging for spaces that never fit you in the first place. Stay with me. We'll dive into how patience shapes connection, how solitude builds resilience, and how the right people always find their way to those who refuse to dim their light. This is Stoic Spark, a quiet place in a loud world. The night has passed, and now the world feels different. You wake up to the same room, the same silence, but somehow that silence feels less like emptiness and more like space. Space to breathe, space to rebuild, space to listen to the quiet parts of yourself that you used to drown out. The right people, the right season. Nature doesn't rush. The sun rises at its own pace. Flowers don't bloom just because you're impatient. Fruit doesn't ripen in a day. So why do we expect connection to appear on command? We scroll, we swipe, we look for instant chemistry, instant comfort, instant belonging. But real friendship, real love, real alignment, that takes seasons. The Stoics taught that you can't control who enters or leaves your life. You can only control how truthfully you live while they're here. Your job isn't to chase. It's to remain genuine. Because when you stay rooted in what matters, your values, your peace, your clarity, those values start to glow like a lighthouse on a foggy coast. They guide the right souls toward you. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon enough, the people who speak your language will recognize your light. Don't dim it just to blend in. The people who are meant for you can only find you when you shine as you are. Standards are strength. What does the lack of friends really say about you? It says you have standards, that you've learned to protect your time, your energy, your peace, that you're no longer willing to trade authenticity for attention. Most crowds want you small, agreeable, distracted, predictable. But strength lives in the person who can smile kindly and still say, "No, that's not for me." When you choose peace over popularity, you won't have many people clapping, but you'll sleep better and you'll wake up lighter. That's not isolation. That's integrity. Turning solitude into growth. When loneliness knocks, don't run. Invite it in. Sit with it like an old friend who's come to tell you something you need to hear. Because inside loneliness hides the raw material of growth. It teaches you what you miss, what you value, what you truly need. Use this time to build yourself, strengthen your body, expand your mind, feed your spirit, read the books you always meant to, walk without headphones, watch the sunrise, and don't take a picture. Do things that remind you what being alive actually feels like. Let solitude be your forge, where resilience is shaped in fire and cooled in stillness. When the right ones arrive one day, without even trying, someone will cross your path and you'll feel it. The peace of recognition. They'll understand without many words. They'll value silence the way you do. They won't come to rescue you from loneliness. They'll meet you in your wholeness. They won't demand you shrink or hide your calm. They'll bring their own calm to match yours. That's the beauty of waiting. When you honor your solitude, you create space for connections that honor you back. So if your phone stays quiet tonight, if the weekend plans never come through, don't let that discourage you. Let it remind you that you're saving room for something real. Remember Einstein's quiet, Marcus Aurelius's calm, Seneca's warning about the crowd, Epictetus's call to self-mastery. Great souls are rarely understood at first glance. Depth attracts depth, but slowly. Until then, keep walking, keep choosing peace, keep holding your own hand through the quiet, because the silence you're living in right now isn't the end of connection. It's the soil where genuine connection begins, and when the world finally catches up, when the right people find you, they'll recognize that glow immediately. Not because you were loud, but because you were real. Now, in the last Let's Do Once Together closing reflection, the lack of friends in your life isn't proof that you're unworthy. It's proof that you've stopped settling, that your light's too strong to hide in shallow places, that you know the difference between company and connection. So walk your path with quiet dignity. Don't chase what drains you. Don't confuse being surrounded with being fulfilled, and never forget, it's far better to stand alone in truth than to sit in a crowd built on lies. This message spoke to you. Take a deep breath and remember, peace is a skill, and every moment you spend in honest solitude, you're mastering it. This is Stoic Spark, where stillness becomes strength. If you felt this, tap subscribe and join the circle of people learning to grow quietly, day by day, thought by thought. Like the video so others who need this reminder can find it. And in the comments, write, "I value quality over quantity." That tells me you stayed till the end and that you're ready to walk this path of quiet power. Until next time, stay grounded, stay gentle, and keep your spark steady.